that had Artur Beterbiev. Leo, you can throw the tweet up that said he wanted to fight Jake and he'll give him a chance at all Beterbiev's belts. He had people saying he should fight a world champion. He should fight a top 10 guy. I think that's still, a little silly, but at the same time, this Mike Tyson fight was a little silly to begin with. I don't blame people for doing it. Jake's going to get his head bashed in, and I think that's what people want to see. That's the only thing they haven't really seen. They've seen Jake lose without really getting hurt. They've seen him win. They've hated seeing him win. He's done it time and time again. And Jake actually thinks that might be the next thing for him. But before we hear Jake talk about what's next for him, I got to tell you guys one more time why the next plan for you better be with Boost Mobile. Customers who subscribe to the new Boost Mobile network have access to more towers than
the person then everyone hates on that
in the holiday season. Thank you to Boost Mobile for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to the breakdown.
After this, who the fuck is next?
Genuinely, everyone's biggest critique is fight a pro, fight this person, fight someone your age. So when I say Canelo is the person, then everyone hates on that. But I'm like, all right, sheep. What do you want? People just want to see me lose. So wouldn't the best opportunity to see me lose be going up against Canelo? Absolutely. People will never be satisfied with my career until I get fucking flatlined. Then they're going to be happy. So what better way to make that happen or to go up against the biggest challenge in this sport? One of the best to ever do it. A legend, pound for pound, great. If not the best.
To be fair, people, yes, want to see Jake get flatlined, but the best option to do that would be Artur Beterbiev. I'm sorry, because Jake is not a heavyweight. He would have to come back down to cruiser, and even then, he'd be bigger than Beterbiev, but still, it'd be a little bit closer. I'm just saying, if you want to just do the fight that's going to see you get flatlined, it's going to be Artur Beterbiev. That's the one. But Canelo fight has been on his mind because Canelo is right now the biggest star in boxing outside of Jake himself and Mike Tyson at 58. Canelo is the only one doing those kind of numbers anywhere with pretty much anyone. So yeah, that fight is the one that Jake wants. Does it make sense? Absolutely fucking not. I don't know that there's very many people that would buy into him actually beating Canelo. And I heard Gervonta Davis called him out. That would be another complete circus. But I honestly, I don't know at this point. I have no idea. We just had 58-year-old Mike Tyson in an 8-round fight. I don't know. So again, Canelo seems like the most likely name, but it's, again, just a name. I heard Conor McGregor piping up, and realistically for Jake, he is a massive draw. He is one of the biggest stars in boxing, whether you like that or not. And the trajectory I've seen him on has always been the same. It's taking big fights, making massive events, not having to cave to the boxing fan hardcore championship mentality of you gotta beat the best in the world if you're gonna keep. Why? This is what Jake does best. Think about all of 2023 and 2024. Were we more interested in Jake Paul when you're fighting Andre August and Ryan Borland, or when he was fighting Nate Diaz, Mike Tyson, Mike Perry, Tyron Woodley, all of these guys that had big names that in some level made sense for either the big name, the skill level, or a combination of both? That is where Jake really lives. And I know that he wants to challenge himself and he wants to go to world titles, so people are saying that he should do that by fighting these up-and-coming guys. But just my personal opinion is that Jake right now is not at a world championship level at cruiserweight. I'm sorry, that's just not the case. Is that going to be the case at any point in his career? In my opinion, no. That doesn't mean that Jake's not still a legitimate pro boxer and still can't have these fucking huge, massive events, because this is this pocket, man. 70-something plus thousand people in Jerry World. I saw it with my own eyes. I couldn't give less of a shit if there was a belt on the line when he stepped in the main event, because that felt like a massive fight. That felt like pay-per-view, box office attraction, stars all over the place. It was a massive event. And if he can do that and pull 60 million people in to watch, again, yes, Mike Tyson being a massive part of that, but if he can put on those type of events, I don't really see the value in fighting for a belt versus a guy like Julio Cesar Chavez, other than to say you did it, or fighting these guys that are a lot better boxers that may not have his name, when he has options out there to fight bigger names and create these massive events. Canelo, yes, it makes sense in that respect that Canelo's a massive name, but it doesn't make sense in any other respect, at least not for now. Maybe as these years go by and Canelo starts to taper down his opponents as far as their skill level and where they stand in certain divisions to fight some guys that are not necessarily who the fans want to see him in there with. So maybe that is the trajectory we're on. Jake Paul, Canelo, but I really don't know. And I guess the thing that I'll leave this video on is that the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight was a bit sad. I'm sorry. It's just, it was. To have the hope that Mike would have something special, and it was just not there.